everybody. Sorry for that bit clunky start there. How are we all? Right. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Vicky. Hello to Karen. Yep, good that you've managed to join us. Thank you. Nicole, a sunny spring day apart from the rather stiff breeze straight from the Antarctica. Deary me, that doesn't sound. That sounds a bit chilly. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Louise. Anybody else that I've missed? Yes. Hi, Ali. Hi, Carrie. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Right, let me just make sure my tablet catches up with everything. Hi, Violet. Good to see you. Hi, Lindy. Some new names. It's always good to see new people. How are we all? Let's do the little housekeeping bit. So, as you all know, if you're watching this back, this is a live stream. It will be chatty. If you don't like the chat, you can come join us. It's far more interesting. Or you can watch it back as a tutorial, or you can skip through the bits you don't want to see. It's that simple. Massive thank you to all my members. Thank you to you all. Hopefully all these names are correct. It's very difficult for YouTube to find out on YouTube who everybody is, where everybody is, etc. Hi Brenda. Hi Pink. Oh, Pink. I remember you from before. I remember you used to be in my lives ages ago. Cool. It's good to have you back. Hi Liz. Hi everybody who is lurking in the background. Right, let's just do this. You have to bear with me. My brain isn't working today. I know I say this every week. It feels like I say this every week. But yeah. So yes, you'll just have to bear with me. Right, I'm just waiting for my names to go past so I can do the next bit. How are we all? How's everyone's week been? Have we all been okay? Hopefully we have. Let me know. Hi Beth. Hi Nika. Everyone's coming in, so we'll let everyone come in for a bit. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share, because it all helps the algorithm to send out my videos to other people, which is always good. Also, I'd love to see your versions of the card, and I say this every week, and then I forget to check them. Need to go and check it. Hi, Wilma. But yeah, please, if you can put up pictures of your cards that you've made based off of my tutorials, you can do that on Pinterest, and you can also do that on Reddit. Reddit I check more often. Pinterest is a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. That's why I struggle a bit to catch up with that. But anyway, I do try to when I can. Hi, Barbara. So yeah, that is that. Right. Okay. So the one we're doing today is actually it's inspired from a card from, oh gosh, about 2 years ago, I reckon. I don't know how many of you remember the half-star illusion card. How many of you remember that card? And then I think it was Jam B, I think, beat me to it and did the full star, which was fabulous. And then I ended up doing a full star eventually, which I have linked in the description below. So the video that I did, the edited live stream of the full star illusion, is linked in the description below. But yeah, so it was inspired off that, because I was sort of looking back at stuff, and obviously the card we did last week with the pillars, that got me thinking again onto pillars and things. And so this is a card that was inspired off of that, and I'll show you now what it looks like. Oh yes, Louise, you remember that card? Cool. And Karen, you do. You made one for your son's birthday. Fabulous. Yeah, I made one. The one that I made with the bit in the middle of it, actually gave that away to somebody. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been my nephew actually got that one. But anyway, so this, I'm calling it a 5x7 full star border card because of where it is. So this is the card, and if I turn it on this way, you can see you've got the full star, but then you've also got it. It's kind of reminds me like a tag. It's kind of like an extra tag. But because I was looking at, like the one we did with the this is just a little sneak peek of this style card, and I was thinking, oh, hang on a second, we've got these bits here, and then it just led me down a pathway, and I ended up with this. So yeah, so this is one I've literally just filmed this morning. So this is going to be the video tutorial, will be this one. And then you've got space on the back to write. I've stuck my white piece upside down, because obviously it should be that way around. But anyway, never mind. Told you my brain wasn't working. You have been warned. So, yeah, so you've got space on the back to write. and it folds down flat like that and will fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. Now, the only thing is that make sure that you don't use too thick a card, because the card I've used here, because it's mirrored card, this is actually from my stash. I don't know where this card is from originally. Probably a it's probably a Hunky Dory or something like that. Might have been a Crafter's Companion. It's from years ago anyway. But it's about I would say it's about it's easily over 300, 320, 340, something like that. It's quite a a thick one. So yeah, so it just means that then when you do fold it down, it is quite chunky. But if you don't go too chunky, then you should be fine. The other thing as well is obviously this is single-sided, but you could use one that is double-sided, so you haven't got the white in the middle. I don't actually mind it on this. I was going to have it this way round, but then I could see I got a little bit of a gap there, so I've turned it round, so this is now the front, so you don't have any gaps. But yeah. Thank you, everybody. You made a couple of them. Okay, cool. Louise, Rachel Tessman recently did a similar card. Oh, okay, cool. Put a diamond pop-up tiara. Okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah, so there you go. So that's that one. Right, let us make a start then. So let me put that to one side. And then I'll grab all my bits. Now, I decided to go crazy. I decided not to go pattern paper. Look at this. Isn't this so cool? This is actually from Paper Mill Direct. And I've had this for years. And I haven't really used it, but I love it. Look how cool this is. It's like little fireworks going off. So cool. This is actually from an old Dovecraft pack. Let me see what it's called. I can't remember the top of my head. It was this one, Winter Wonderland, and it was a decoupage pad. They did have this reduced massively on their website last Christmas, but I think it's all gone now. But it fitted colour-wise, which is why I decided to use it. So that's the greeting. And then this here is from Dovecraft again. It's their holographic mirror. Do they call it rainbow mirror card? I think they call it. So yeah, but I'll go through the sizes and whatever in a minute. So hi Fiona. No, you've not missed anything yet. We haven't even started. We're just literally about to start now making it. It is, isn't it? It's really really nice holographic. I think it was called Starburst or something like that. I don't know if they still have it. They might do. Paper Mill Direct. It was when I used to work on their design team. And yeah, in fact, I remember I tell you when I got this. I got this in 2019 because I remember doing a card using a Dovecraft die that said woohoo, and then I cut out 2020 because it was like a New Year's card, and I ended up having to bin that card and I used this card for the 2020. But I remember having to bin that card because I was like, woohoo 2020. After what we then realised what 2020 turned into, I was like, woohoo nothing. I'm sorry, I'm not woohooing 2020. So, so I end up bidding it. So yeah. Anywho, moving on swiftly. Right. So for this card, you're going to need a piece of base card that is 5 inches by 6 inches, and we're not going to score this now. I did start off with it being 5x7, but I was like, I don't need it to be 5x7. Let's make it 5x6, because then you could actually get a few out of a 12x12 if you needed to. So yeah, so if one piece that is 5x6, and then you also need in total, and I would use a patterned base card if I were you. As I said, if you want to use a double-sided one, you can, but you need in total 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just had to make sure I definitely had 6 pieces. 6 pieces that are 4 inches by 5 inches. Okay, let me grab my scoreboard. And so obviously if you wanted to, you could cut these out as panels, have like just normal base card and then cut out panels to go on. But I didn't really want to cut out that many panels. So what we're going to do on 2 of these panels, we're going to score every inch. So we're going to score 1 inches, 2 inches and 3 inches. So that's one piece done. And then we'll do the other one. 1 inches, 2 inches and 3 inches. Oh, hello, I'm going off piece. Oh dear. Oh, well, it's going to be on the, you're not going to see that anyway. So that's those 2 pieces done. I'm a bit all over the shop today, so you'll have to bear with me. So that's those 2 pieces done. And then on the rest of your pieces, so your remaining 4 pieces, you want to score at 1/2 inch, at 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Okay, so that's that one. So we're going to do the others like that as well. I'm just refreshing my chat to make sure I'm not missing anything. No, I'm not. That's good. So 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Like that. And the same on these. If you wanted to work out how to do it so that you maybe cut out a piece that is 4 by 10 and then you just scored all the way down the length, because I'm scoring this on the 4-inch length, and then cut it up into 2 pieces of 5-inch, you could do that, and then that way you wouldn't have to score all these times. So that's another way of doing it. Right, so that is all of that done. It's actually a really easy card to do, so just a heads up for you all. So now, obviously, if I was going to be, when I did this as my prototype, I didn't use red tape, I used wet glue. But because this is mirror card, I'm going to have to use red tape. So now I'm going to go ahead and add red tape on all of our 1/2 inch tabs. So let's stick that on, all 1/2 inch tabs. If you want to go ahead and fold and burnish first, you can. I'm going to stick first just because I think it might be easier to stick down when it's flatter. But yeah. How is everyone's weather? I know you've mentioned you've got an Antarctic breeze, Karen, but I think it was Karen, or was it Nicole? Someone had an Antarctic breeze. Yes, how's everybody else's weather? We've actually got sunshine here, although it has gone in now. And it's definitely feeling autumnal. It's definitely feeling, it's been quite warm. I have to say, during the day, it has actually been quite warm. We've had like 21 degrees, which has felt really weird because I've looked outside and thought, oh, it looks cold. And in the house, it's felt kind of cold. And then I've gone outside and gone, oh, it's actually quite warm. It's actually quite warm out here. Oh, you've got it warm and sunny, Carrie. Oh, fabulous. Can I come back to Norway, please? Yeah, so, but autumn's definitely around the corner because night times, a couple of nights I've had to switch the heating on because it's just been a bit chilly. And this morning I woke up and thought, oh, it does feel a bit nippy. Louise, today will be a beautiful sunny day with mild temperatures. Fabulous. I'm glad. See, I'm not sure what our forecast is for today. And I don't know what it's like outside because I haven't been out yet. So I'm not sure. Barbara, it's finally starting to get cooler here. Yeah, yeah, same here. And Karen, you've had some beautiful fall weather lately, but it's supposed to go back to warmer temps this week. Excellent. Okay, well, that's always good. That's always good. It's weird, isn't it? September's always a bit of a weird one because it can be really cold, or you can end up with like Indian summer and end up with some quite nice weather. So who knows? Who knows what it's going to end up as? Pink, you under your heated blanket? I know I actually had my heated collar on earlier, but I've had to take it off because it needed recharging. But yeah, I'm feeling you there. It's quite, my craft room is one of the colder rooms of the house, and today is feeling quite chilly. So yeah, I can understand. Fiona, short, sharp spring storm hit this afternoon. A lot of rain. Snow forecast for the mountains. Oh gosh, wow. Where were you again, Fiona? I think you said, didn't you? But I can't remember where you said you were. My memory's not good. Karen, you like the cooler temps in September? Had enough of the warmer? Okay. Yeah, I have to say we have had some very nice weather this year. Like lots of heat this year, which is very unusual for the UK. And I was getting to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done now with the hot weather. I'm quite happy to not have hot weather anymore. Right, these 2 pieces here with the 1-inch sections. Again, the 2 outer ones you want to put red tape on or wet glue when you come to stick them down. Let me stick this on here. And I will keep looking at comments. Oh dear, I've just moved the card and gone off piece, but never mind. New Zealand. Ah, fabulous. Oh, I love New Zealand. I really want to come back to New Zealand. I actually saw a little video. Was it a video? Yeah, it was a video, YouTube video about a guy who was working out how to get to. He was actually going to Australia, but obviously New Zealand isn't that much further around. And he was saying that it's from the UK. He'd worked out it was cheaper to go east than it was to go west. And I think he said that normally when people fly from the UK and you just put in that you want to go from the UK to Australia, it automatically routes you east. So you go via Singapore, you go via Dubai, I think he mentioned, a few other places. And he said he works out at like, over £1,000, which I know to be true because I know I remember when I went to New Zealand, that was years ago, but it was about 800 or something pounds back then. And so obviously, prices have gone up. And so he was saying it's actually cheaper to go west. And so he booked separate flights and he had like little stopovers in each of the places. So he went from the UK to LA and he got a flight for like £150 or something. And I was like, that's cheap for a flight to, I thought they were more than that. But anyway, he managed to get a flight to LA. And then he stayed a few nights in LA. And then he went from LA to Hawaii. And that wasn't very much either. That was like £100, something like that. And he stayed a few nights in Hawaii. And then he went from Hawaii to somewhere else. Or did he go from Hawaii to Sydney? I can't remember. Anyway, it worked out. The whole thing cost him about £400 instead of being like over £1,000. And I thought, if I ever do New Zealand again, that's the way I'm going to do it. That sounds good to me. Louise, your heated blanket is a little orange cat. Oh, bless. Oh, see, I wish my two cats were like that, but they're not. I used to have a cat like that. He used to like to sit on you and she'd warm your lap up. But unfortunately, neither of my two are lap cats, but then I don't really sit down that often. Oh, wow, Blue Moon. It snowed in Michigan already. My goodness. Beth, you've got a £25 dog in your lap keeping you warm. They're useful for something, aren't they? That's for sure. Fiona, you got soaked feeding the horses and cows, came home, had a nice hot bath. Wonderful. Wonderful. I know it was, wasn't it, Nicole? I was really impressed. Right, now we're going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of our score lines. Yeah, I was impressed, and that got me thinking, because I really want to do, Bacon's not on today, and I don't think IU Gary's on either, but yeah, I really want to do a trip to LA, and I'm wondering about it for next year, maybe. And then when I heard that this person had only paid like just over £100 for a flight to LA, I was like, oh, hello, okay, all right then, I might have to look at that then. So yeah, that might be on the list of things to look at. We'll see. But yeah, I thought that was very, very good. Your 79-year-old mum is currently in Scotland. Month-long bucket trip around the UK. Fabulous. Oh, well, I hope she has a wonderful time. Scotland is lovely. It's cold and a bit wet, but it is lovely. Yeah, I would like to do Scotland again. I haven't done Scotland for ages, many years. I think the last time I went to Scotland, it was to Glasgow, and it was on a church trip. But I would like to do like a little sightseeing tour around Scotland because it is beautiful. I remember when I was doing my A-levels, we did a trip to the Isle of Arran, and the Isle of Arran is amazing. And so I'd like to do that again. And I remember going to the Isle of Gia as a kid with my family as well, and that was lovely. So I'd love to do that again. So also on my bucket list of things to do. Hi Sally. Okie doke. Works okay, don't worry. We know how it can get. This is a really simple, quick card, this one. So I'm going to be done in no time. It really, and also because I haven't cut panels out, I'm literally using coloured, base card. It makes it all the more quicker. That's not the right English, but you know what I mean. Right, let me grab my pin and my piece of card. Mummy's not fond of heat. Okay, well she'll do well in Scotland then, because I don't think, especially at the moment, there's not. I think it's cooling down. It has been hot here. I think it's been pretty much hot throughout the whole of the UK this year. But yeah. Right, now, one thing I didn't do, so on the tutorial that I didn't actually stick these on first. I stuck these pieces on first, but this time around, I'm going to do it the other way and hope that it works out a little bit easier. So I've got 2 pieces of mat that are 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, one piece of pattern that's 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, and one piece of white that's 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. Hi, Bobby. How is it in Idaho? And I'm going to go ahead and stick this on, and I'm sticking the pattern piece on the right-hand side, and then the white piece will have to go on the back on the opposite side, sort of thing. Well, not on the opposite side. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. I can't explain it. So this is going to go on here like that. And there we go. Now I'm hoping this will work and it's not going to backfire, but it should be okay. And then I'm going to take my card, I'm going to turn it this way, and then my white piece is going to go here. So it's behind. So I'm doing this so I don't end up doing what I did in my tutorial video, which I just shot this morning, where I stuck it upside down. Because that isn't preferable, really, is it? It's just not a good idea. So let's grab this. This is going to go on this side here. Like that. I'm trying not to leave too much border on that left-hand side. And then that goes on there. Now already this is getting quite chunky because of the card that I'm using. So let's turn that back over again. Right. So 5:52. Oh my goodness. That's very early, Bobby. Well done for getting up so early. That's all I can say. Right, so with this one here, before we start, I'm just going to just fold this flat and just make sure that these don't overlap, and mine do slightly. You don't really want your 2 bits to overlap, but then having said that, you also don't really want them to you want them to butt up with each other. You don't want to have gaps. I might leave it because of what happened on that other one, so but if you can just make sure that you trim them down. So I'm going to take off the I'm going to take the, let me do this one. Just take the backing partially off this panel here. Told you I was all over the place today. And we're going to fold that tab. And then what we're going to do is line this up with the edge of our card here. So line this up. This is a whole lot easier if you use wet glue, but as I said, I'm using mirror cards. So I'm lining up on the edge, and I'm also lining up on the bottom here. Now that bottom section is probably the most important bit to look at. So you end up with that. So then I'm going to fold on the second one like that, and then I'm just going to fold the tab. So we're just going to fold along the tab, and we're going to stick that down like that. So you should end up with that, hopefully. Okay, so then we grab another one. Oh wow, Fiona. Bobby's got really early in the morning and Fiona's got really late at night. So there you go. Wow, that's crazy. Hi, Sweet Pea. It's morning for Sweet Pea. It's crazy, isn't it? Everyone has different time zones. Right, so then with this one, we're going to do the same again. So fold just the tab over, and then this is going to butt right up against that one there, like that. And then I'm just going to very carefully pull that out. So you've got this extra wing. And then we're going to leave it folded there. And this time we're going to fold it on the second score line from the right. I'm going to take the whole thing off for this one. So we're going to fold it along there. And then you want to make sure you hold it nice and flat and you stick it down flat. So then you should end up with that. And as you can see, the border is about right there. So that's good. And then I'm going to turn it over and do exactly the same on the other side. But obviously, you could do it like I did this way around, but I just want to make sure that the bottom is level. So that's why I'm doing it this way around. So then we're going to take this one and again, fold it over just the tab. And then we're going to line this edge up with here. So not with this one. You're going to line it up with your actual base card. Line it up along the bottom, line it up on that side, and stick that down. Like that. And then you're going to open it up And then on the second score line, just fold it over. And then we are going to take, again, part of this backing off, fold that tab under, get it right under, like that, and then stick it flat. Now I've gone slightly off there, just because I was trying to pull it out and do it at the same time. This is slightly wonky, but anyway, it's fine because you're not going to see that, so it's not a problem. So I've obviously stuck. Yeah, my star's not quite straight. This isn't on straight, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Anywho, we will continue. And then we're going to do the same here. So we're going to take the backing off slightly, fold along the tab line, and then line that up. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and correct it this time round. So I'm actually going to do it like that. So it's slightly out at the bottom, but you're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter. And then we want to fold it along. So 1, 2 from the left. So I'm going to take off the whole thing this time. So we'll fold it in there like that, make sure it's nice and flat, and then stick it down. So you end up with that so far. Hi, are you, Gary? I was just talking about you earlier. We were just saying about, I was just saying about going to LA, and also we were talking about times of the day and stuff like that. Right, so that is wonky. So let's turn that back over again, and then I'm going to grab this one, and we are going to take off the backing, but again I'm only going to take partially off because I don't trust myself today. We are a very international bunch, we really are. Right, so then we're going to fold that large tab over like that, and you want to line up this edge with this score line here. This is why we're only taking half it off. This is so much easier with wet glue, just so you know, except for you've got to make sure it doesn't, you know, move. Line that up along the bottom and along that folded edge there, like that, I think. And then we just want to take these tabs out one by one, trying not to move it at the same time. We don't want a wonky star. Okay, there we go. And then this side, again, take part of the backing off, and then we're just folding that one tab over, and you're going to stick the whole thing flat like that, because that's how it's going to fold in the card and then in the envelope. And then when you just pop it, you've got half of your star. So we're going to turn it over and do the same on this side. Fiona, you need to train yourself to do the tapes on the back in sections. Yeah, it is a lot easier to do it in sections, I have to say. Sometimes with red tape, this liner is a nightmare because it just wants to fight you the whole time. So it can be a bit like, there we go, see? It's just trying to prove my point. It's very challenging, but we persist with it. Right, so this one, again, line up, exactly the same again. So you're folding that 1 inch tab under, and you're lining up along the bottom and along the score line there. And then, oh, let's pull that out. And then let's pull that out. I'm hoping to, maybe next year. Maybe. I was just saying that I saw a video of somebody in the UK who does like travel and whatever. And he was saying that it's cheaper to fly west to get to Australia than it is to fly east. And if you just put in that you want to go to Australia from the UK, it automatically takes you via like Dubai, Singapore, places like that. And he said it costs, as I know, like easily over £1,000. And so he looked into flying west instead. So he said he managed to find a flight going from UK to LA for like 149, I think he said, 149, 150 pounds, something like that. It wasn't very much. And then he went from LA to, I think it was Hawaii, and then Hawaii to Australia, to Sydney, I think. And the whole thing ended up being about £400 in total, which is like way cheaper. So I was like, what? How much to get to LA? That's not very much. Wow, okay. So I thought it was like £600, something like that, to get to LA. So yeah, really got me thinking, because obviously I'd like to come over to see you guys. So next year, I reckon it might be on my list. I reckon it might be on my to-do list. Cool. You've been watching loads of demos, so hopefully it's sinking in. Yeah, it's just practice. Right, okie doke. So there is your star on the edge of your card. So it's quite nice. I actually really like the way that turns out. So that's that. And then we just need to put our greetings. So I've got this one, as I said, and I'm just going to put it on pads on there. I feel like it needs, I might just put a few little extra little stars around it, maybe. I almost use the rest of the decoupage to sort of stack it, but I didn't want to go too thick, like too chunky with it. And also it wasn't really the bits of decoupage I wanted, there wasn't there. It was just like the same thing again, but slightly smaller, stacking up. So yeah. Thank you, Bobby. It's really, see how simple, isn't it? It's just so simple to do. So you really could have a bit of, and it's actually given me some more ideas now as well. I was like, oh, because as I said, I was looking at that other pillar one that I did the other day, and that's what kind of led me down this path. And then that then got me thinking about other things. So stay tuned. There'll be more developments coming soon. I am going crazy with these pads because this is not a very sturdy bit of card, so I don't want it getting all bent out of shape in the post if I do post it. Right, where we got? Thank you, everybody. Beautiful, thank you for sharing. Yes. These cards are beautiful. Loved all the dark blue and silver. I know I started off with this card and then went from there. I was like, what goes with silver? Oh, what greetings have I got? Oh, okay, I've got that blue one. Okay, well, let's go blue and silver then in that case. So that's why I ended up down that road. I do that sometimes. Some people ask me, how do you work out what, card and paper to use? I'll usually start with one element, whether it be a die cut, whether it be like this, a base card or pattern card or whatever, and then I'll work kind of from there. Now, when I did this in my video tutorial earlier, it really wasn't central. So let's make sure we get it central this time. So I reckon about there and about there. Maybe. I feel like that might be a bit low. Oh, no. That's okay. Okay, there we go. That works. Let's just unsquidge my star. There we go. Okay. Oh, let's just get that. So there you go. There's your thing. I'm just going to have a couple of little stars on, I think. Yeah, I was going to put some pattern paper on, and I thought, no, because you've got this. That's already quite patterned and involved. So I thought, I kind of want to go plain, but I don't go too plain. So then that's what led me down to the holographic. So I just thought, I like that cards like this are good for my dad. There are tubes I can stuff chocolate bars in. That's true. Yeah, you could actually. You could put chocolate bars in there. You wouldn't be able to fold it flat, but yeah, if you did it as made a box for it. Right, let me get some little stars or little somethings, and maybe some little gems, maybe. Some little, I just feel like it needs, yeah, I might put some little silver ones on there. Just to kind of add a bit, because I feel like it's a little bit lacking. You're headed to your craft room to try and make this afterwards. Oh, cool. Well, I hope it goes well. Hope you succeed. I'm sure you will, because it's a nice, simple card. Right, let's get some of these out. There we go. And then let's use, what's the best glue? Probably this one. I think I might go with this one, because it does do little dots. And I'm just going to do, the only problem is I can't squeeze it properly without, oh, there's a little bit there. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, let's do that. Let's stick these on. Got to be quiet now, haven't I? Concentration. It just needs a little something. There we go, that's that bit there. And then we'll do a few at the bottom here. Hi, Beth. Don't worry. It was in beautiful northern Michigan. Oh, fabulous. I think someone said it rained over, not rained, it snowed over there. Okay, there we go. Oops, Daisy, let's stick this down on there. I do love this gem picker tool. So useful. Is that upside down? I think that's the wrong way around, that one. So useful for easy sticking down of gems. There we go. Let's put the rest of these back in again. And there you have your card done. Well, that didn't take very long, did it? The quickest live stream ever, this one. But yeah, I just like the way it turned out. I like the way it turned out. As I said, it's given me... Oh, there's another one there. Oh, well, that's not... I'm going to put that one... Oh, it hasn't got a back on it. Yeah, I like the way this one turned out. And I also quite like how simple it is. And it's given me more ideas for another style. So, let me just unsquidge this. I like the fact as well, when you take it out of the card, the person hasn't got to do a great deal for it. So there you go. Obviously, if you wanted to, so you could put panels on here. You could, like I could have done these in navy, but I just like the idea of, you know, them being just straight. They are a bit bland, but it folds down to 5 by 7. So you literally just fold that flat the way I just did. I'm not going to do it again because I've literally just plumped it up. So if you fold it like that, then from here all the way to here is 7 inches and it's 5 inches high. So it's really easy to resize if you think about it. If you keep these measurements the same apart from the height, so they're always 4 inches, but you make them, so if you want to do a 6 by 6, you can make them 6 inches high, and then you just have to take an inch off here of this one. So instead of this being 6 by 5, it would be 5 by 5. No, it would be, oh no, it would still be 6 by 5. You just turn it round, I think. Yeah, you just turn it around. So yeah, so it's quite easy. So A2 versions, again, it's sort of relatively easy to work out, you know, how to resize it. So there you go. Super easy. And oh my goodness, that didn't take very long at all. But there you go. But considering my brain is really not working today, then yeah, done quite well. So that's that one. And I've also done it in red as well. I've done a blue one and a red one. Super duper easy to make. This sort of reminds me of like a rosette with like a tag sticking out of it. That's what, you know, kind of gave me that kind of vibes. And I've got, as I said, it's given me a whole load more ideas as well from making this up. So I made up my little prototype one, and off the back of that, that's given me more ideas to do with that other card that I showed you at the beginning that we did last week, and some other ideas again, if I'm honest. So yeah, stay tuned for those. So as long as my brain can remember all these ideas, we'll be on to a roll. So yeah, there you go. Well, I'm not going to waffle on for much longer because it seems no point. Could you do a start on both sides like a double? You mean one here and one here? You could, but what you would need to do, if you're doing it on a 5 by 7, it's going to be more possible because you are... Actually, no, you'd have to do it on 6 by 6. You'd have to do it on 6 by 6 or make these smaller, because when this folds flat, your total is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. So if you've got the same 4 inches on that side, that's an 8-inch long card. So you'd have to do it, you'd have to make these smaller. So don't do an inch, maybe do 3/4 of an inch. Or do it as a... You could do it as an A5 size card because A5 is 8 1/4. So you could have 4 inches, 4 inches. You'd end up with a 1/4 inch gap in the middle. Like once that has been folded down. So when that's folded down there, between that one and the one on this side, you'd have a 1/4 inch gap. Yeah, so you could do it that way. And then just obviously make, instead of being 5 inches, make it 5 3/4. So that way you could do a double, but have it as a A5. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Right, I am going to poodle off and I'm going to go and film another video, which I've just prepped. I need to do a few more prototypes before these ideas escape out of my brain. And I need to get some sleep today. Don't know how it's going to work because I've got lots to do. But anywho, it's my problem, not yours. So, it's fine. Oh, hanging on to consciousness by a thread right now. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Sorry it was so brief. It was very brief, but sometimes cards are easy, sometimes they're not so easy, and today was an easy card moment. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, please don't forget to go and check out Suitcase Sites, which is my other channel, and I do travel stuff over there. But I really do need to get it monetized as soon as possible. So if you can go and support that, watch the videos, share them and whatever, that would be wonderful. So yeah, I'm going to poodle off and I will see you all next Tuesday for another live stream. So hope you all have a great day or a good sleep, depending on what time of the day it is for you. And I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.